JokePit UK.
How would you introduce yourself if you decided what you could describe yourself as? Comedian, stand-up, what would you say?
I'm Dane Baptiste. I am doing my first debut Edinburgh show. It's called Citizen Dane, and I am making sure that I'm a distinct and original. Well, no, I am a distinct, original, provocative voice in comedy that's not been heard in the festival or in the country for a very long time. It's a big, talk, yeah. But I kind of backing it up. So yeah, if I wanted to introduce myself, you said if I wanted to introduce myself, that's what I would do. Yeah. I didn't bring any glitter or any cannons, but yeah.
You didn't bring any glitter today?
Well, if I'd known I was going to manage my own introduction, then yeah, there would have been like people screaming out the champ is here and.
Oh, it wasn't going to have a glitter cannon here. Do you have glitter cannons in your show at all?
No, but there are some really impressive LEDs, like lots of multicolours and some strobes as well.
Some strobes, so if you do have epilepsy, don't go.
Come if you have epilepsy.
Come and have a fit.
Close your eyes, because you could still hear the jokes in between them. Maybe close your eyes and imagine.
Citizen Dane is a good name for a show. Do you like Citizen Kane the film?
I do like Citizen Kane the film. I made sure I had to watch it before I...
Did you really?
Yeah, just to make sure that there was some parallels between the themes. I mean, there's not a lot tying the themes of the film or the film's plot as my show. Yeah. But I mean, the Citizen Kane kind of is like a narrative on childhood and adolescence and manhood, and my show is exactly the same. But my show is an introduction to me, to industry, and to the public about who I am, where I'm from, and how that kind of makes me different from everybody else. Because growing up, didn't really fit with a lot of people. I have a very varied background to what people would expect. Okay. As a Caribbean, being from one of the smallest islands in the Caribbean, so that's not sharing that parallel with people. It's Grenada.
Oh, cool.
Which is the Isle of Spice, and has about 100,000 people there. My mum's from another island, which is Carriacou, which has about 10,000 people, and another island, which is Petite Martinique, is one of the smallest inhabited islands on the planet, and that also includes Grenada. So come from essentially it's a very small town mentality where the Caribbean is concerned, and then living in London, like my parents are second generation, which means they were very strict compared to my friends who all third generation. So a lot of my friends, their parents were born in the UK. My parents weren't born here, so it means that I've got weird stuff in my house where we didn't have like beads as doors, but they were like a paraffin heater and a Nintendo at the same time as well. And I also, like, at my grandmother's house, my grandmother has a Betamax and an HD TV. So my whole family's about tradition and the future meeting at the same time. And it's the same with the show as well. It's like all the tradition like I was brought up with, as well as like, you know, all the futuristic influences I have being someone that's been brought up in the UK. So
how are you feeling about the show? Are you feeling good? Are you feeling you're going to change things last minute?
I don't plan to change things last minute. There may be some slight changes in like inflection and how I deliver material, but for the most part, like I started my show. My first draft of my show was done in November. I started previewing my show in January of this year.
I'm prepared.
Yeah, so so there was a DVD of this show. Then there would be like a whole extra DVD of like, you know, director's commentary from a manager, and also like some edits and stuff and like some outtakes. So it would be like really expansive, but at the same time, I was able to like pretty much write 2 shows in the space of the last like 8 months in preparation to run up to Edinburgh. So it's been fun because it started off like being. With most debut shows, like take your best stuff, and then, you know, once I started, you know, previewing the show, then it's been getting more information, and because like the theme of the show is like, how do I fit in with everybody else? Kind of what are the elements? Where do I come from? What are the main parts of that? And so it's taking those things and making those relatable to the public, and it's been really fun doing it.
Which is an exciting thing and like a personal growth thing as well, I imagine. Like it must feel like quite good to talk about.
It's been good, man. It's been kind of cathartic as well. And my style is that, you know, I do observational comedy from my own perspective. But a lot of time I don't really speak about my family and stuff. So this is kind of an introduction to my family and how it relates to, you know, how everyone else kind of deals with their family, like, you know, issues in terms of domestic issues. And there's domestic issues in there. There's teenage angst in there. There's like Beeswax in there. So there's nostalgia in there as well. And it's like there's all like this. Basically, it's like sex, drugs, and rock and roll, which are all cool things that my traditional parents made sure that I wasn't able to experience until I was very old. So
very old. Yeah, you're very, very old.
Yeah, very, very.
Once you get past 15, you can have all the sex drugs.
No, but that's how I feel. That's what I used to do. Like when I was growing up, like whenever like it'd be like my 14th birthday, and the day after, my dad would be like, "What are you doing with your life? You're going to be 15 soon." So I've got 24 hours to enjoy being 14. He'd be like, and I'd be like, oh man, it's so fun, like going up to the central line. Like, well, you've got curfew, like, and you're going to be 15 years old, time to step up and start being responsible.
Damn.
Yeah, exactly. When I was your age, I could build a car from scratch. It's like,
build a car.
Yeah. So, but then I've got a really extensive comic collection that I keep in pristine condition, Dad. So you know,
I could build a comic from scratch.
this kind of thing. Yeah, like I've done stuff with my. It's so like the relationship with my dad is so cool, but it's just so funny seeing the departure. Like I remember once, like Dad, I think I saw a mouse in the kitchen, and then it got stuck on some paper. How do I dispose of it? He's like, well, you know, there's a hammer in the cupboard.
Oh man. So
yeah, but that's my response. But he's just like, I don't understand what's wrong with this guy.
So come, if you want an enlightening experience, if you want to find out about Dane's life, come and watch an amazing show. Where can they see you?
You can see the show is on every day for the duration of the Fringe. It's at the Pleasance Courtyard, Bunker 2, and it's at 5:30 p.m. every day. And you're all most welcome, man.
JokePit, home of new comedy.